Hello, it's Thursday. It's only 7:45, but because I'm waking up at 5 something now, it feels a whole hell of a lot later. Today was a hellishly hot day at the shop. We had 98, and the place is totally full of cars, so I spent a couple hours out in the sun working this afternoon, which pretty much means you're soaking wet. Unpleasant, to say the least. I got to shower first thing, but my Mac is back. They replaced the top case yet again. But this time it boots up and says welcome in 40 languages, so I think for fun they just decided to either wipe my solid state drive or replace it. So I will have to make a backup of the new Mac to get a snapshot of now, and then restore that backup on the original Mac, and that's going to go all night. So I will not have mine back really until Monday in the shop. It's a little frustrating, but I'm glad it's back, and hopefully the speakers work better this time. Ellen had the wonderful project this afternoon of replacing the exhaust manifolds from Super Sprint back to stock on a 02 M5. We had done the Z8, which didn't require subframe removal, but there was more room in there. The M5 does require subframe removal, so it is like 12 hours labor to change the exhaust manifolds. And now we have the problem that, you know, they cut off the flanges just forward of the cats, right at the cat housing where it kind of bores out into the heat shields around the actual converter. So, it's going to be such a headache to either find another set of cats or find flanges and weld them on the right angle, right position so they fit. Not looking forward to that at all. Tons of projects today across the board. I guess the one I'll talk about right now is the 97 528, the one owner super clean car. So the alarm's going off anytime you unlock the car with the key remote or the cylinder, like the lock cylinder in the door manually. So I disabled the tilt sensor, that didn't make a difference. Disabled the interior security, motion detection, whatever thing, that didn't make a difference. General module has stored codes for the tilt sensor in addition to the driver's door contact, but the driver's door contact is functional. It knows when it's open and closed, but maybe that's not enough. So we can try another latch in there, though those are not fun to change. But I also suspect it's just the General Module 3 in general. It's okay, help me understand this. So this is a pretty much base late 96 build 528, low OBC, no DSP, no PDC. It has sunshades. That's the only option. And I pull out the General Module and it says high. Many of you may know there's high and low versions of the General Module 3. Then I've got a customer, and you know who you are, with a beautiful 2003 silver, titanium silver M-Tech, and the thing's loaded. It's got nav. I don't think he has PDC, but it's nav. It's certainly high OBC. And it's an 03 versus a 96, and his was a low. How does that make sense? So I don't know if it's just arbitrary, if that actually means anything or not, or if there's one specific option that requires going to a high. I don't understand. The difference is that M-Tech isn't automatic, so maybe the automatics use a low and the manuals use a high. I don't understand, but I don't have one that's compatible to try. The only high GM I had a sticker on there from a 2022 service visit saying that central locking doesn't work. Well, I can't diagnose an alarm system when the central locking circuit is bad on that General Module. So there's 5 of them with the right part number in the United States. I know I can use a newer one, but I want to try to keep things as similar as possible. One in California, it's Rancho Cordova, which I think is Sacramento area. Ordered that, probably see it mid next week, and we'll give that a try. Then I had a guy stop in today with a Sienna Red 2000 528 manual with folding seats. That's a rare spec, probably 101 for North America. It's got an EML light on. I don't know much about the EML light. To me, that's like an E36, E46 thing. I guess the super early E39s had EML lights. So I got to do research, figure out what that is. He's got a code for the clutch switch, but it won't start without the clutch pressed. So it's probably the secondary switch. And then he's got all these throttle position sensor codes. But I looked at the throttle on that. It's an M52 car, so cable throttle. There's nothing, like the pedal inside the car is totally mechanical. It's just a lever with a cable attached to it that goes out to the throttle body. He already replaced the throttle body with a new genuine BMW part, and that hasn't solved his issues yet. He said it's about every 3rd or 4th cold start. It starts up, makes no power, won't rev past 1500. And then he's got to restart it, wait a while in between startups. So we don't have the capacity to get to that now. I referred him to someone else. We'll deal with it later, but I am curious as to what that would be. So I've got a night working on the Mac, I guess the Max. I'm going to make a pizza. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to get some rest. Talk to you guys Friday.